Right, hello everyone and welcome to the Comb Racing League. Hopefully the stream does not do a crash on me this time, but I'm joined today once again by Rob.
Hey, how we doing, guys? Good to have you back.
So yeah, here for Portugal today for the 100th round CRL has done.
Oh, the century race. There's been a lot of highlights, let's face it, over these 100 races.
Yeah,
It's just hard to pinpoint what mine would be. What would yours be, John? If you had to choose out of all the highlights of all what you've done so far.
I really don't know. I mean, haven't been here quite since the very beginning, but been here since I think race round 11. And I can't remember half the races that have gone on. There's all sorts. I don't know. I mean, there's teammate crashes. There's because we had that wonderful graphic going through all the different highlights.
We did. I think mine has to be when, who was it? There was two drivers around Portugal that crashed into each other, just cut the corner and just took each other out. I think that's got to be my highlight. I know Atomic was one of them, but I can't remember who the poor guy was that got wiped out. But anyway, it's sprint week, so that means it's just one shot quali, meaning that they'll all set one fast lap to set the grid for the sprint race. I do like a sprint race. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, it always spices things up a little bit. The quali certainly unique from the rest of what CRL normally does, but sprint race, I mean, more racing, some drivers like it, others not so much. It's already free fall. He reckoned he'd make it to turn 8, I don't even think he made it that far, going out.
I think he made it to turn 1, 2.
Yeah, sprint race just, well, more opportunity for points as well. Points for the top 6 in the sprint, then for the top 12 in the race itself.
Oh, a nosely spun up on the corner. I've got to remember what turn it is now, but it's the one that I always tell people about. Don't overestimate that corner, because you will spin out. Oh, I've just got to find the map now. Give me 2 seconds. As you can see, I'm very prepared for today's race. I'm still getting over Monday, so you can forgive me. Oh, he spun again.
Liam looked like he had a small moment now, but kept it somehow. On board the championship leader Liam, it looks like the bottom 3 or 4 if you include freefall have had issues on the lap in some way. Waitsy getting the pole position, some big gaps. Top 2 quite a bit ahead of the rest. P3, 4, just 3 thousandths separating them. You can see the gaps further down. Shu not happy with his lap. The man who has entered 2 rounds and won 2 races. So we had high expectations for him. Despite this being the 8th round of the season, there's only 7 rounds done so far. He's entered 2 and he's 4th in the championship standings. So very much a driver to keep an eye on. Apparently Clerpial was just AI. And his AI put in P14, so they'll take that. He's now back into the session, but to run through the order quickly, Waitsy of course on pole alongside T-Griff, then D-Morts and DC up in 4th. I think he'll be pretty happy with that one. DeRoy,
yeah, that's the Martin in top 4. Well, I think we'll take anything we can get at this point.
DeRoy, Liam, a Ferrari 3rd row lockout, championship leader starting 6th, then War Daddy 4-star, Hobbsy Strauss, a 5th row Alfa Romeo lockout there. Cold Paradox, Farrell, Captain Nick, Clerpial with his AI, then Not Jack, you can see further down mistakes, McConey, who were the rest, hang on. McConey, Nolsey, Tobes, Freefall and Shu to finish out the order.
But let's face it, that was just one shot quali. We've now got, I believe it's 11 laps of sprint racing in front of us. Remember, no pit stops are required when in the sprint. It's literally just a mad dash to the finish. Isn't it something like 25% of a racer's sprint, or is it 33%?
Yeah, I think so. It's 25 for sprint and then 50% for the full feature race. Or the, yeah. So, we'll be interested to see the strategy mix. If people are going to try and do a one-stop, if they're going to try and do a no-stop, if they're planning on losing a few front wings here or there, doing a few pit stops for them.
Well, my plan on Monday was literally to start on the hards, keep going as long as possible, maybe wait out the softs at the end and go to mediums. It didn't go that way for me, unfortunately, but I did steal fastest lap in the end. So, but it's loads of different combinations you can go here in Portugal. But is it me, or does that look quite overcasty for the boys today out there?
I have just seen a mention of rain from Cold Paradox. Not sure how much. Well, not full.
Are we going to be in
rain,
for a wet Portugal race?
What have we got strategy-wise?
A bit spicy.
3 drivers gone the softs, the other 17 on mediums. I'll have a look see if Clerpiar's taking control back of his car. Oh, hang on a minute. Captain Nick just spun it on the formation map and then got disqualified, as is Farrell.
Touches with Farrell.
I don't think it was a touch, or maybe it was. I didn't see it, the other car was. I just saw Captain Nick going for a spin around.
Well, they both DSQ'd at the exact same time. Normally that means they've made contact of some kind, so...
I'm actually going to go back and watch that myself on the stream and see. No, Farrell was nowhere near.
Oh, was he not?
Doesn't look like it, unless he was out of position at the time.
Possibly.
But interesting one there. The 2 drivers both seem pretty confused as to what happened, so not too sure. Guess better do that before the race than during the race.
Yeah, exactly. So this is not a track where you need to give it all. You need to have more control over the car than speed. While speed will get you to the line first, doesn't necessarily mean the control will. So you need to have full control over the car on this track, otherwise you're going to go for a spin, you're going to end up in the grass, and you're going to be coming in to change your tyres quite frequently.
Yeah, well yeah, Portugal, I mean, I think any driver who has the 100% clean race is going to get points. And there's only points available for 12 drivers, but very, very tricky track. Plenty of opportunities for a spin, going on a bit of grass. Don't think we'll see too many track limit penalties, although I'm sure saying that might come back to bite me.
Well, we had no safety cars or VSC down in Tier 4 on Monday, so that just shows you how hard it is to do that in Portugal. But we had quite a few penalties. But anyway, it's 5 red lights, and they are away we go for the start of the sprint race for the Portuguese Grand Prix. That's a little nod there to Free4, who spelt it wrong for Tier 4 on Monday. Scott, if you go and watch it back, you'll see that he spelt it wrong.
Yep,
but anyway, the Haas T-Griff straight into P1, and there's already a yellow flag, and there's already collisions going on somewhere. We've got a pilot right at the back of the grid.
Yeah, Farrell and 4-star both flying down the order. I see a bit of front wing hanging around. A few others going down as well. McConey, Clerpiar, Strauss and Cole Paradox. Droy also suffering a little bit down 4 positions. We've got plenty of drivers up 7 positions. Not Jack, Nolsey, Tobes, Freefall and Shoe.
Whatsoever. He's literally just driving out there with a nose cone.
That's impressive.
Oh, there he goes, straight off. There we go. He's coming back. But no, T-Griff got an amazing start on that first and second corner. Literally overtook Waitsy and is now leading the sprint race. And I'm pretty sure he'll be very happy with that start.
Yeah, still seeing a lot of mid-pack jostling. Actually, the front few, as per usual, settled down a bit more room to work with, especially those front 3, 1.8 seconds down to the Mercedes and P4. On board with the... Don't really know what position to call this battle, but the battle around DeRoy, close to the car in front, close to the car behind. Well, not Jack ahead, considering a move on Hobbsy. I feel like I've seen the name Not Jack before, but at the same time I'm not too sure if I have. I don't know if he's a new addition to the grid or not. I don't think he's got a full time seat. I didn't even think to check what reserves we would have today, as there we go, 4 drivers coming into the pit lane.
One of them does become a penalty. It is Ariel Farrell for speeding in the pit lane. He's not going to probably shake that off during the sprint race, so that will be added to his time at the very end. So he's just got to focus, get his head down, get himself back in it.
Yeah, right, so Nathan there saying Not Jack was a tier 1 driver that switched to wheels and has now become a tier 2 reserve. So I've now looked one of 3 reserves on the grid. We've got D-Morts in the AlphaTauri, currently sitting in P3. Not Jack, of course, in the Williams, as we just mentioned. And then Freefall, who's currently... He's got himself up to 12th position, actually, after a bit of a flop of qualifying. Gave up his full-time seat a few races ago, but he's back racing here in the Alpine today.
You know, since he's gave up his full-time seat, I think he's not actually had a race off. I think he's still racing. So he's given up his full-time seat to be earning points at the championship for Ferrari, and he's just kept racing and jumped from team to team.
Yeah, you've got to help balance out the constructors. Trying to remember how he's done in previous weeks, but
he didn't do too well last week, if I remember correctly.
I remember, yeah, him and Tobes did a few coming together, didn't they? The stewards meeting was an interesting one, watching his incidents. Well, I say his incidents, he wasn't the one that fault most of the time. There we go, what is it? That group backing up behind, not Jack here. All the way down from 9th to P15, a bit of a train, Foreman and DRS not even yet enabled. The top two still pretty close together, slightly ditched the AlphaTauri of D-Morts, who himself has built even more of a gap to War Daddy in P4.
Here's the battle for P9. That's pretty much what the battle is for. All the way from P9 all the way down to about P13, I think it is. Nope, P14. Because the Alfa Romeo has just joined the back, and I think McConey is joined in on that train as well. But the Haas of Nosey is going for the overtake on Jack as we speak, and he appears to have got as he goes into turn 1.
And that is a yellow flag, and that is Clerpiar out of the sprint Grand Prix, and that is a flying shoe very deep into turn 1. Not sure what happened there, completely missed his braking point, dropping down a few positions. And that is a safety car.
Safety car during a sprint race.
Interesting.
I didn't think they were on during sprint races. You don't ever see them.
Cool. So interesting to see. I'll put it back on the tyres actually. We'll see which drivers choose to pit. In general, the soft runners doing alright, though none of them too high up the order. Freefall actually the highest of the soft runners.
The question is, are any of these boys going to come in and go from the mediums to the softs? I mean, they might as well with being a sprint race, because those mediums will go a bit cold under safety car conditions. What would you do at this point, John? Would you come in or would you stay out?
It's hard to say. I think the ones in the softs, the soft tyre, like Freefall, Strauss, they probably should. They're not too high up the order, they won't lose too many positions. Quite possibly, actually, they'll come out only in 15th and 16th position if those two were to both pit. So not much of a loss at all, especially for what could be a fresh set of mediums. Of course, the boys at front want to keep their track position, have a few extra laps so the tyres aren't pushed too hard. And Cold Paradox, of course,
nobody is coming in. Oops, we do have our first one in. Jack is in.
As is Strauss.
So is Strauss.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
4-star has also come in.
Surprised Freefall not coming in. Strauss doing what I expected the two drivers on soft to do. Well, Cold Paradox and Farrell not really awarded the luxury of pitting if they wanted to. They'd end up basically a lap down. You can see here the leaders only a couple of corners behind, and that is after being behind the safety car for a sector.
Well, I think Jack's come in for a new wing because he came in, I think he was the second one in the pit, but he's the last one to come out. So unless he mucked up his Optimize, whatever it's called, royally, when you've got to press the X button, he must have come in for a new wing. But we do have an Aston Martin in as well. Captain Nick's come in.
Nick is pitting. Well, yeah, he's another one who started on the soft, going to want to go on to the mediums. We're hoping to catch up with the safety car in time. I reckon he probably will be able to.
Well, now's the time to definitely do it. It's a free pit stop. He can get out of that pit lane and he can catch back up to the pack.
Yeah, now interestingly, I'm hearing from McConey saying that Strauss is lagging around quite a bit.
One for the stewards, that.
Yeah. Pretty clear policy.
Not much that we can really do during the race about that, unfortunately, buddy, but I'm pretty sure if it's reported in, the stewards will take a look at it during tomorrow night's meeting when all the foul play is investigated.
What is it usually? You get one warning, and the next time you're like, right, your seat's gone, so your internet's fixed.
If it's consistent, then that's when your seat becomes for risk, I believe.
It'd be a shame for Strauss as well if he's got problems, because Strauss, one of the drivers who's been with us for donkey's years.
It's a shame for any driver that unfortunately gets that put against them, but you need to remember, all the boys here have joined this league because they're sick to death of playing against people online that just want to play Demolition Derby, let's face it.
Yeah,
how many times have you gone online to play F1 and about turn 1 you've been wiped out because someone's gone yeet?
Well, I don't actually race myself, so not once, but other games, yeah, had it happen. I like myself a bit of GT7 and that. I've had a few where it's just you're driving along, you're having a nice battle with one person, someone else just ruins it. So yeah, I'm having a look here. Strauss has actually been in... Was he there since the first race? He's certainly been here longer than me looking at this. Over I
think he is one of the oldest drivers on the grid. Not age-wise, but is it? I think he's he's got his Zimmer frame in the back of the car, and he's raring to go. No, I think he is one of the longest ones. Apart from, I believe, Freefall. Freefall's been here a while as well.
Yeah, Freefall, McConey, 4-star. I think 4-star's been here since day one. Nick's another long name. It's been here. It's always nice to see the same names, season on season, essentially, well, year on year for some of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them have been in Tier 2 for every single season. I think most of them have
obviously the higher up you get, the harder it is to stay in your tier, isn't it? Because obviously everybody wants your seat.
Some of them have had trips up to Tier 1, others trips down to Tier 3. And well, 4-star, who won the inaugural Tier 2 race, he's won the Tier 3 championship at one point. Now back up into Tier 2.
I'm just thinking to myself here, this is a long safety car.
Yeah. I guess this is how far back
Paradox are. Quite spacey.
We're going to get, what, 4 laps of racing?
It's going to be a quick dash to the finish line for the sprint for definite.
Imagine the drivers who pitted now might be regretting it slightly, and the drivers who didn't choose to do so have been a lot better at
the advantage, yeah.
Guess Cobb, Paradox and Farrell so far back. I mean, they should catch the safety car queue this lap.
I reckon it will be in this lap. I don't think the safety car can stay out much longer, to be fair.
I haven't been counting how many laps it's been out for, but yeah, I mean, all the drivers now
third lap it's been out for, to be fair. I think it's been out for quite a while.
Right, I'm going to see, is Strauss lagging? Oh my goodness, Strauss is lagging for us. Flipping heck. My goodness.
Just read the comments. Apparently my mic's got an echo. Bear with me 2 seconds.
No, I think I fixed that anyway.
Oh, have you fixed it, have you?
Yeah. If I've got my headset turned up too loud and my mic too near the earphone,
right.
A bit of lag back. There we go. Safety car in this lap. Have you had a look at Strauss? I don't know if he's lagging as badly for you as he is for me.
I did jump on board with him for a little bit. It did appear to be some lag, but not a lot. I don't know if it's because it's obviously when I'm watching, there's another little bit. It's a bit of a spike, but nothing too major for me to notice. It could be completely different, obviously, from the driver's POV.
Yeah, well, I had it pretty bad when I had a quick look at him. All over the place. But here we go.
Anyway, Tigris is going to get us ready for the restart, and I believe he's leaving it late by the looks of it, because normally on this corner you want to pick up speed and just dash off.
Yeah. Wait, she's in behind Tigriff, not able to do too much tyre warming, just so he's ready for whenever they go. And there we go, Tigriff gets a good getaway. Let's look behind, already side by side here for Pete, for Wardaddy and Liam alongside. Going into turn 1, he's got the inside lines. You see behind the other Ferrari, also looking for places.
So that Red Bull was hunting him down, but the Alfa Romeo sending it on McConey. And it's clean. There's a lot of clean racing going around. Turn 1 and 2. Oh, as I say that though, there's wings all over. I need a bucket after that. Pick up some wings.
I think that was with a Haas front wing we saw there.
I don't want Haas flavour, I want Ferrari
Ooh,
flavour.
there we go. Someone's rear-ended the Red Bull. And we've got
there's
Strauss
the Alfa Romeo,
round.
some donuts.
Well, I guess
Courtesy of Strauss.
lagging car out the way now. Strauss leaving the session.
Taking matters into their own hands.
So,
you want to sort your in and out, we'll do it. Boom.
Front two, T-Griff still leading over Waitsy. He managed to hold his lead. A good safety car restart from him. Still same top three. I don't think same top four. War Daddy was P4 at the start of the safety car restart. He's moved down quite a few. Guess got involved with that initial bit of collision to the first sector. Still seeing a fully intact front wing though. I'm not sure. I thought Nolsey was missing a bit of front wing. Maybe it wasn't a Haas front wing. Maybe it was a different car. Guess we'll see by whoever pulls into the pits. That is
Farrell's come in.
Speeding into the
and it's
pit lane.
another 5-second penalty for him. So he served his first. Is that his second one or his first
well,
one?
he's retired
DNF'd.
either way. Retiring in the pit lane. Strauss's AI pulling him into the pit lane. Maybe it's a bit of Alfa Romeo wing we saw.
There was quite a few wings that went flying around that first and second corner, that's for sure.
There's a free fall going around in the first sector. And War Daddy's left the session.
I say I'm on board with him at the moment. He has now just ghosted as well. So
Yeah, well that's because his AI's driving for him, so the others
yeah.
are all probably going to drive through him. Hopefully he doesn't get too much in the way of this battle, because it is a very close battle at the moment between Hobbsy, Shu, Coney and 4-star.
I was going to say, if you're not on board with them, obviously this is where you want to be. It's nice and packed, to be fair.
So here we go, McConey 4-star side by side here.
Cody does get
Alpine.
the overtake and takes back P10. It's a good corner to do it on as well, because if you can get a good launch here, DRS has now been enabled, but if you can get a good launch here, you can take that corner at some speed, but take it too fast and you end up in the gravel that you just see them going past there.
War Daddy into pit lane, Shu right on the back of Hobbsy, not able to go for a move. Keeping that gap nice and close to Strauss, now able to rejoin the lobby. They're a long way off the rest of the field. And Shu has got Hobbsy, that was a brave move. Into the third of the right-handers. There's Cold Paradox getting past Not Jack, and then Hobbsy losing position to McConey. Not Jack getting another position down. Wonder if he's got damage of some sort. He's just struggling on the tyres as Hobbsy overtaken round the outside by 4-star. A very nice move from him. Almost reminds me of that move around the outside of 130R by Alonso. The way he just cut him off and forced him to lift to avoid the contact. Yellow
There
flag.
is a yellow flag. I don't know if that, by the looks of it, was for CRL freefall. I don't know if he just came off track or if he's just slowed down just that bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah, strange one. Don't think anything came of it. No cars off track, no cars losing a bunch of time, and no one else.
Well, we are now on to the
with.
final lap of the sprint race. I'm going to jump on board with T-Griff and watch him as he brings it home, but it is still very close because Waitsy is literally right behind him.
Yeah, the two Ferraris now also fighting for P4 and 5. Now points just awarded here for the top 6 positions. There are only 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points. So not a huge amount, but of course it can make the difference come the end of the race. And Indigo's saying, hope we're both doing well here. It's Spider Rob, not Spider Boy, by the way, for Rob.
Spiderling. Spider Rob.
Spider Boy.
Just reminds me of the scene in Civil War. So you're the Spider Boy, Spiderling.
Yeah.
Crime fighting spider.
Here we go, Waitsy right on the tail of T-Griff, not wanting to give this up. Yeah, he wants to get this win. He wants to start on the front for the feature race.
It is very close between these two as they come round these last few corners, and I can't help. Is the Red Bull gonna pip him on the DRS? I've got this horrible feeling, and it could be commentator's cars. He's going for the overtake, but I think he's just had the door slammed on him.
Two Ferraris 4th and 5th. Knowlesy next man. Haas and Ferrari, good day for the two of them. Both teams picking up points for both drivers. Shu 8th. McConey 4-star, very close at the line.
Tell you what, who will be happy with them performances? Knowlesy and Shu. Knowlesy going up 11 positions and Shu going up 12. So amazing recovery for them, and that puts them in good position for the big amount of points that they could potentially earn in the main race. Not a very clean sprint race, it has to be said, John.
Yeah, of course, especially strange with the safety car, just causing a lot of delay there. So ignore the points it says here, we do just award points for the top 6. As I said, 6 through 1 points for 1st through 6th position, but T-Griff winning the sprint race, starting at the front for the main race. So to give a quick run down through the order, T-Griff, Waitsy and Morts getting the 3 podium positions. Liam, Droy and Knowlesy picking up the last of the points. Then DC, I think we're pretty happy with that. Shu, Coney, 4-star. Hobbsy, Cold Paradox, Captain Nick, Not Jack, Tobes, Freefall, War Daddy, Strauss, Fowl and Claire PR. Shame we can't see where the drivers... Oh, we can see where they started here, perfect. Okay, well, have a look at this then. So yeah, Knowlesy from P17, Shu from P20, McConey from P16. Actually, DC has moved down the order a little bit, so maybe not what he was looking for. I couldn't remember where he'd started. But, a driver who has been struggling for points so far this season. Not doing too badly, but currently 12th in the championship, and we have seen him as a front-running contender in past seasons.
I don't know if it was on the stream, but I've got all the pit boys literally stood there, arms spread out, looking like robots inside of each other. That's just great. It's like,
oh yeah. I wasn't looking.
What do we do? We wait.
Bit of a rain dance, maybe.
They're doing something.
That's a new one. I don't think I've seen that happen before.
It's kind of making me uncomfortable, the fact that every single team is all just stood there, all in the same pose.
And yeah, actually...
Oh, it's...
Indigo mentioned it again, we mentioned it at the start of the stream, but we'll mention it again now more people are here. This is the 100th round for Cone. Well, CRL
100
Cone.
Races.
Mad.
I think I joined in the 70s, 60s, I think I did. And I think that's when I made my debut, because I made my debut in season 5, and it's what, 16 races a season? 15 races a season? So
yeah, season 5 was around at the 50 mark. Season 5 started late 40s, mid 50s. It's been a fair amount of time, about half of it.
Yeah, I just think about it. There's been some classic races since then. There's been some good moments throughout the. There's Padgate. Who could forget Padgate?
Ah, yeah, of course.
I don't know if you were around for that one.
I was commentating with Hedge at that
Or was you
point.
commentating for Padgate?
Well, not for the race itself. I'm trying to remember. I was definitely commentating at that point in time. Can't remember all the ins and outs of it, but I remember a fair amount of behind the scenes stuff going on.
Well, here's to the next 100. I'm pretty sure we've not seen the last of Padgate. I'm pretty sure there will be something on a similar nature at some point in the next 100 races. We'll just have to stick around and wait and see, aren't we?
That's it. Padgate. Actually, not too long ago, 31 rounds ago. So somewhere in season 6, but here we go now. Formation lap, and let's see what tyre strategies people are going for. And that is all 3 tyres. Mostly mediums. Roy, the only man going for the soft tyres. That is going to be interesting to watch. Maybe he expects a few front ones to be knocked off.
Soft to hard, I reckon he could be going for.
Yeah, well, that or a 2-stop. Which, if there's more safety cars which around this track, there probably will be. Then,
I mean, we had one in the sprint, so it's not out of the realms of possibility.
yeah, we've got 33 laps, so 3 times as long as the sprint race.
It's one of them tracks where once you get your head down, the track does just fly by, so long as you take every corner right. If you don't take it right, then it's going to go, you know what, you're going in that gravel pit, you're going in that grass pit.
Yeah.
It's such a great track to race around.
I think it's one of those where you don't want to be pushing at your absolute limit. You pull back a little bit and you just let the flow take over, and pace will come out of nowhere once you get into that groove. We'll see which drivers manage that same, which ones struggle quite a bit. I'm trying to remember, the drivers were talking about how they thought they would do. Roy surprises the only one going onto the soft tyres there. Freefall was not expecting himself to do well. I saw a very good time trial time from Captain Nick. Who were the other ones? Gotta do it scrolling up first. Right, let's have a look.
After my performance on Monday, I took a couple of days to recuperate. Finishing as bad as I did sort of took me out of it for a bit, so not been as active over the last few days, if I'm honest. But I'm in a good place now. I've got my head back in the game, so all them talks of retirement's not a thing no more. So
yeah,
you've got me for at least another 100 races, boys. I want to see the 200 mark at least.
Oh, hang on, there's Farrell on the spin. It is just a formation lap, I think he has. That's one way of making sure your tyres are warmer than everyone else's.
Well, we've got 3 drivers or DSQ in. It is Shoe, Hobbsy and Freefall, so they will be starting on cold tyres. They will not be happy about it.
Yeah. There's Farrell now putting into his grid slot, and by now T-Griff and Waitsy, their tyres are going to be pretty freezing cold as well. I'll let you once again do the lights out.
Yeah, no problem. T-Griff had a great start in the sprint race. Is he going to make it 2 for 2? It is 5 lights out. We're just waiting. It's 5 lights out, and away we go. And is it a good start for T-Griff? That is the question, and it looks like it is. DeRoy has made it 4 places straight away and up to P2, overtaking everyone out of nowhere. But he has gone wide, and I think there's a little bit of contact between him and Waitsy. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But T-Griff, amazing start again, and he's gone.
Yeah, no, straight off the line. A huge gap from the rest of the field. I think a bit of a weak start from Waitsy's further down the Ollie Cobb Paradox.
And we have got a yellow flag, and it is Cole Paradox who's gone for a bit of a spin. I don't know if he's had a bump with someone, but he is now down in P20.
Yeah, we just saw there an attempt at a cutback from Waitsy, who actually ended up tapping DeRoy on the rear of the car. Luckily for both drivers, well, no, certainly large front wing damage, maybe some minor front wing damage. For the moment, settling in a little bit more. The first few corner chaos has now come to an end, and only one real victim of that being Cole Paradox. They knocked Jack down 4 places, as is Nalzi. Struggling a little bit there. DeRoy, of course, I've got DeRoy was on the soft tyres. That's going to give them the advantage as to how he's got himself straight up into P2. We'll be hoping to nab the lead off of T-Griff. Maybe he'll wait until DRS enabled. Maybe he'll just burn his DRS now and fly off into the distance. Try and get out the DRS zone of that Haas driver. 2 IRT members currently 1-2 for the moment. 4 tenths gap between the front 2 runners for the moment. We'll have to see a small amount of lag going on, nothing too heavy, enough to be slightly noticeable. Dang, I got to hop on board with this. Captain Nick and War Daddy side by side further down the field for P13. Nick in the end, I think, having to concede, but now into the braking zone. We'll see if he can do anything on the medium tyres. More grip.
It has brought Tobes into the battle as well. I believe Tobes just may have touched the back of Captain Nick there. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Yeah, did seem slightly like it. A very tricky corner to get the exit on. As we saw actually from both Captain Nick and Tobes. Captain Nick, a very narrow exit.
Well, this is the corner I was talking to you about earlier, where if you don't take it right, you will spin. It is such an evil corner. If you take it just right, you can get a good off on it.
Seems the boys up front have settled down, but these guys back here, nothing to lose, and they are really, really going at it. From Freefall down
it is definitely a mid-pack battle for now.
Also, they're going to have to keep an eye on that gap up front. Oh, we got a spinner of not Jack. As we've also had a lead change. DeRoy through into the lead.
That'll be them soft tyres having the advantage over the mediums, but he will have to come into pit first.
Yeah, further down.
We've got another yellow flag.
Paradox, that is Farrell. Yeah, and Paradox beating out Tobe. Some says hard tyres, not much worse than the mediums. So that's now the second battle I've noticed where the hards have come out on top, struggling a little bit for traction on the exit there. Portugal, though, a track very, very careful.
The
hards
hards are the better tyre for this track because they warm up quite quickly and they do get nice speed for a while. It's about up to lap 12, 15 is when you want to start maybe considering a pit with the hards.
Yeah, maybe that's what Deroy is thinking, starting on the soft.
I tried pushing mine a bit too long because they felt great going round on Monday. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to push them one more lap, and then eventually I pushed them that one lap too many, and I spun on the last corner, which effectively cost me my race. And, well, you learn, you move on. Hopefully these boys being in Tier 2, obviously they won't make the same mistake as the Tier 4 boy will.
As McConey through there on Liam through turn 1, running a little bit deep. Liam looking to make the most of that, not quite enough space on the track. McConey a little deep there, we'll see how it goes. That is a yellow flag for Captain Nick. I think he's actually gone round. Has he gone round again or just going slow? I'm not too sure. By the way, Captain Nick down to P17.
There's a little bit of a spin on the exit there.
Ooh, what has Deroy done? Massive mistake from the Ferrari driver.
Oh, is that the it's the soft runner. And it's that corner. It's the corner I was saying where if you take it wrong, you spin, and well, it's got him.
Yeah, I remember.
Not a forgiving corner, that corner, at all. The amount of mistakes I've made around that corner, on and offline. It's just mean. It really is.
So now Shu, the man who's been into races, 1 and 2 races, hunting down Hobbsy. He's now got that DRS to work with. He saved up a lot of ERS, so deploying some of that. Is he close enough? I don't quite think he is. So McConey picks up 3 seconds of time penalties. I suspect that is going
it's
wide.
It's easily doable, especially on turn 1. That's where he'll probably pick them up, guarantee it.
Strauss leaving the session. Was sitting P15 before that. We're going to see him drop down a little bit more. Hopefully able to successfully rejoin.
It was reported earlier on that he was lagging, so he may have internet issues. Hopefully that's what you said, he can get back in. It's nothing worse than when you're racing in a race and you know your internet's playing up for you. Because you're not only fighting the other 19 drivers, you're also fighting yourself at the same time.
Yeah, and also some people just, you won't want to cause problems for others. I mean, it's if you're driving and you know you've been told your internet's bad and you just don't want to affect other drivers, especially in a league like this, all the drivers are very nice people. Or at least most of them. Freefall, I'm watching you. But here we go, overtake 4 for lead, wait to
join. So he is back in the lobby, hopefully he's got back control of his car. Hopefully he's to sort himself out. Sorry, I interrupted you there, John. I was letting the people know that he was back in.
There was a lead battle going on. Waitsy got through on Tigre through into turn 1. Seems as these two trading positions once. Again, it was the same two we saw, of course, from the sprint race. Deroy stuck his head in the battle for a moment and then took himself out that battle.
There is the next of our 3-second time penalties. Guarantee it is from turn 1. It is free for the reserve, who has picked up 3 seconds.
Free fall being reserve is always a strange concept in CRL. This grid graced with a whole 2 head admins in DC and freefall.
And Not Jack also picking up a 3-second time penalty. This is where they're all going to start coming in now. It's going to be, obviously the more they get in, it's more of you don't want to go for the overtake, you just want to stay ahead of them.
Yeah, now at the moment I'm watching Deroy because his soft's still slightly better than the hards, which means now is his chance to just cut his way through the field. You can see him taking alternate lines, trying to look for way past, trying to get a good exit here He very much has. He's going to have the DRS, which of course War Daddy also going to have. Earning a little bit of ERS, closing that gap right down as ahead. We see Shu pull into the pit lane, and actually much slower exit here. That's very strange. War Daddy, for whatever reason, miles quicker on the straight. I guess that's the setup difference. But War Daddy, it seems, not very much downforce on his car compared to the Ferrari. We're struggling through the corners, but got to the straight and was just a rocket ship, which makes him very tricky to overtake.
Hang on, which car was the rocket ship? The Mercedes or the Ferrari?
Yeah, War Daddy. The Mercedes, the driver who has track position. Always makes a small mistake there through the corners to Roy, pulling alongside. Although he ran the outside.
They're giving us a good battle here.
Can he hold it round the outside? Ooh, that's where he mucked it up beforehand. I think has now got the move done for the moment.
He's got the overtake. The question is, how worn are them softs? I'm assuming they are still 7 laps old. So he did start on the softs.
Yep.
And are the hards of War Daddy starting to come into their own? Because obviously you do get that second wind with hards as well. Obviously you get into the right temperature for your first wind. They drop off for a little bit, and then so long as you're taking care of them, they do sort of turn themselves into like honorary softs. So you can get a bit more speed from them.
Yeah, so let's watch this time gap, currently 5.5 tenths, which as it comes further down. There we go, actually not coming down a massive amount, although I say that, about 1.5 tenths, which is, well yeah, definitely faster down the straight than DeRoy was. DeRoy losing time despite having that slipstream, that DRS, deploying a little bit of ERS. DeRoy will be happy to have held that position off, does not have to worry about him now through the cornering section. Can try and catch up with 4 stars. Mistake there from Freefall in the first sector. He's gone around. Going to come out in the battle with Tobes and Cold Paradox, actually choosing to stay well out the way of that. Hopefully no penalties picked up from that. I think the 3 seconds are from beforehand. The same top 2 still fighting. Waite CT Griff and D Mort's refusing to be completely dropped by them. Closer than he was in the sprint race. Well, before the safety car in the sprint race, that is. And I think DeRoy might be going for his next overtake here. Hasn't really got the ERS to back it up, but he does have the DRS, as does the Red Bull ahead of him. And no, again, not closing down that time. Bit up the gap to the 2 Mercedes behind him. Mercedes next to each other at track position for the moment. You can see through this middle sector, that's where the soft tyres are at their best. Most useful for the Ferrari as well. The setup seems to have its strongest point in there for DeRoy. Every lap he's going around, his tyres going to be hurting more and more. We didn't see his mistake that he made. Unsure if that in and of itself is going to be hurting his tyres. There was a small mistake there as we have another off by Mr. Freefall in the first section. I think a different corner this time. Very similar part of the track. That's going to jock his confidence, of course. Now every time he gets to that point he's going to be wondering, am I going to make the same mistake again? You do it once, you get a bit annoyed, but you do it twice and you get worried you're going to do it again and again. Sometimes that can lead to the demise of your lap. So DeRoy still stuck behind. We know he won't to pass on the straight, does not have the car set up for it. We'll see if he pits. I think he might try and hang on for one more lap. Yep, he is staying out on to lap 11 now. Or actually, no, sorry, on to lap 10. That was lap 9.
I'd say there has been action to report on throughout this entire race, hasn't there, bud? Commentating on this race. It's a great... There's battles every corner you look at.
We've got the 3 front runners. Actually, the front runners starting to build up a little bit more gap to each other. I've just seen the T-Griff D-Morts gap go over a second briefly, and the front 2 a little bit more wiggle room. Waitsy has to the Haas. Not a huge amount. It's this battle here, 4P8 for the moment. 4 drivers involved in that. 2 Mercedes, a Red Bull and a Ferrari.
It is where all the action is too at the moment. The question is, which one of these boys is going to break first? Who's going to make that first mistake? It's just so close between them all.
Yeah, well, we've already seen one big mistake from DeRoy, and saw a small one last lap. I think they're all going to struggle to pass each other. Most likely overtake here is 4-star on Nolsey, but Nolsey has got slipstream from... Oh, has he got DRS or not? No, I don't think he quite has DRS.
No, he's
from
not.
It'll
be the Red Bull with the DRS on the Haas, and it'll be a DRS train. No, he has, but no, he hasn't. So yeah, it's the Red Bull with the DRS, and then everyone behind him. So it'll be the Ferrari and the Mercedes.
Yeah, they are starting to close down on Hobbsy. Perhaps that second win you mentioned on the hard tyres coming into play. Hobbsy going to have to be careful now. Wants to get the gap over a second. Does not want to have to be looking behind him. It's 4-star and Nolsey side by side into the corner. Nolsey easily with the inside line, defending his exit speed though. Might be a little bit compromised. Seems not the case. Actually, 4-star.
So the medium runners will be thinking about pitting probably in the next 5 laps. They'll more likely drop onto hards. And then towards lap 20, 22, we'll probably see the hard runners starting to come in, so long as there is no safety cars.
Yeah, I think DeRoy, he's got to pit by the end of lap 12. If not this lap, then the next.
He's made the softs go 10 laps and it's kept up with the mediums and the hard runners, so kudos to where it's Jim.
Yeah, I mean, we know...
His tyres must be screaming at him at this point.
He's a fast man, not had much success this season.
There's the commentator's curse!
And straight into the pit lane, so did it in the right place.
That's the only thing about that corner. If you spin, you know the pit lane's right there.
Yep.
And we've also got 3-4. 3-4's come to a stop as well.
Oh yeah, I'll hop on board with that. See.
I don't know if it was a spin or not. I was on board with 4-star just where I saw the Ferrari go for a spin, unfortunately.
So yeah, DeRoy going on to a fresh set of medium tyres. Gonna come out just ahead of Shoot.
19 laps. Can the mediums go 19 laps? I don't think they can, so I think he's gone for a 2-stop.
And he's gone deep, coming out the pit lane.
Soft.
Came out ahead of Shoe, but of course his old tyres meant immediately went deep and loses the position to the McLaren. So now we have to be careful on, well, more grippy at the same time colder tyres, so less wear, more. Nolsey has actually now caught up to Hobbsy, that gap down to within a second. So Hobbsy now the man at the front of that DRS train. I always like the little uphill bit before you get onto the main straight. You just see all the cars pop up from the right camera angle.
It is definitely a good camera angle, especially if the game goes, you know what, we're going to get it at the right moment, and you can get some decent action shots from it, to be fair. But it is a battle down from P7 by the looks of it, all the way down to P11. Oh, what's just happened? What I just said, it is Hobbsy.
We open our mouth and immediately a driver spins. So here we go, 4-star Nolsey. Once again, 4-star on the inside. Has he got better traction on exit? You know what? I think he has. That's 4-star through into P7.
He is making that Red Bull go.
Ooh, and perhaps picking up a warning for that one over the white line on the outside.
But it is a battle for P7 with the Haas and the Mercedes all involved. The only difference is War Daddy has got a penalty, so I don't think the two in front are going to be too affected by him at the moment. They know they've just got to stay ahead of him.
Well, to be fair, I think such a long race that even at this point, track position, sure, it matters a little bit as the two front runners come into the pit steam or staying out. But in the end, you're barely a third of the way through the race. It's not really going to make the difference now. I'm sure if you feel like you're being held up, then go for the move. If you're happy to just sit behind,
free fall again in sector 2, causing a yellow flag. I think he's gone for a spin, and he has.
So let's see where Waitsy comes out on track, just ahead of T-Griff, coming out the pit lane. Ooh, nearly
There's Captain
storm
Nick
moment
picking up a
there.
5-second penalty in the pit lane.
Strauss going for a move on T-Griff. Side by side, yeah, that's just a case of fresh tyres out the pit lane, not up to temperature. Strauss up into P10, which is going to be good for weight suit. You can see there T-Griff a few small wiggles in the straight to try and build up a bit of temperature into the tyres. Is free fall a lap
Definitely
down
a lot
yet
more
or
of a
not?
cleaner race. What was that? Sorry, free falls. What? Sorry.
Is free fall a lap down yet or not? I don't think quite.
I don't think he is, but he's not far off. He's coming on to turn 1, as Demorts is on the last turn now. So it's not going to be long, I don't think, until we start seeing some blue flags. And Demorts, speaking of which, has just set the fastest lap of the race with 1 minute 20.6
on his old mediums as well. I guess this is kind of the an attempt at an overcut on the other two. We'll see if anyone else
do now
comes.
have DC coming in.
DC, Clerpiar both into the pit lane. No double stacking that we can see. Keep an eye is Tobes. Tobes staying out as well. That means just Demorts and Tobes still out on their original medium tyres.
Demorts is, if you look at your mini map, slowly closing that gap between him and the back markers. I really don't think it's going to be long now until the blue flags are seen.
Yeah, though of course Demorts.
But then again, a safety car could change it all.
Yeah. Well, Demorts want to pit in soon. Of course, Freefall has still got a bit more life on his hard tyres. We saw last lap Demorts really pushing to the point where he got fastest lap. So maybe he kind of knows.
Thinking about coming in.
Get the last bit out of the tyres. Yeah.
I'll jump on board with him and see what he does. He is sticking close to the inside lane. He is now going wide, and he is, he is now coming in for his pit. And it means R08 will take the lead of this Grand Prix, but there is still a bit of a gap between him and 4-star, who's now back up to 3rd. Can the AlphaTauri get in and out? And there's a Mercedes going for a spin. It's that corner, I told you. It's a mean corner. Demort's coming out by the looks of it in 7th, 8th, 7th. So going for fresh hard, so he's on the one-stop strategy. War Daddy picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Interestingly, he's ended up between Waitsy and T-Griff. We saw T-Griff, he got stuck behind Strauss for a bit, get the move done, and we saw the end of the move.
Interesting.
Last lap.
These are definitely the 3 that we're going to need to be keeping an eye out for the remainder of this race.
Absolutely, you can see actually here 2 of them battling for P7. Yellow flag, who's that for? That's for 4-star, not the Red Bull we were just talking about.
It's going to bring these boys back into it, which closes the gap. I think 4-star's recovered quite well, to be fair to him, but it does mean that Demorts and Griff have joined the battle for P6, and I think Strauss is also trying to get involved.
Yeah, a 4-way battle for the moment. 4-star, Demorts, T-Griff and Strauss. 2 drivers on fresh tyres sandwiched.
Strauss could potentially be thinking about maybe. Oh no, he's on 15 lap hards. It'll be time to start thinking about it, but is he going to try and get as much lift out as possible? Did he get DRS? That's the question.
There's T-Griff on Demorts, so I imagine of course T-Griff going to have the best tyres, already up for temperature, and as him through inside of turn 1.
Hang on,
who's that? That's for Farrell.
Farrell goes for a spin.
There is also a battle going on further up ahead for P2 between Mordaddy and Nolsey. Although they're net further down the order. Just a pit stop down on different strategy from the rest of them.
Well, the top 3 drivers all on 16 lap old hards. They're going to be trying to push as much life as they can get out of them hards, because they're going to probably want to drop down to mediums, or if they can, somehow go for a one-stop onto softs. It is possible. Not what strategy I'd recommend personally.
I haven't got a clue. Oh, hang on, look at this. T-Griff, hell of a move on 4-star.
Oh, it was a great move, great overtake. Takes about P5.
D-Mort's looking for a move up the inside.
And gets it.
Yeah. I think 4-Star struggling now on those old hard tyres. And actually that has been enough that T-Griff has over a second gap down to D-Mort's.
D-Mort's on the newer tyres as well. So has D-Mort's not been able to warm them hards up?
Yeah, well, of course, maybe they are by now, but we saw struggling on them earlier, and he's not kept himself within the DRS. There's a bit of battling here. McConey going for a move on Foul. McConey actually currently the P2 in the championship. Liam, the man leading the race at the moment, is leading by 15 points over McConey. Steiny, the other main player in the championship, although not in this race, to my knowledge. Actually, I think it's Freefall is the man replacing him for this race. It's McConey's teammate. I hadn't realised that Alpine second and third in the standings in Tier 2.
4-Star having a bit of a wobble there as he comes out of that dreaded corner. I don't know if his softs his hards are starting to give way, but it has allowed Griff to come back into the action against him. Good battle going on down here for P6, potentially P5, because D-Mort's is trying to get away, but the others are still letting them know they're still there.
Wasn't T-Griff in P5?
No, I don't think he was. D-Mort's got to P5, I think Griff's...
Yeah,
Griff
no,
came out
he was,
between
actually, watching it back. I must have made a mistake somewhere. I'm watching it back now on the screen. T-Griff was in P5. He actually made a mistake on that corner you were referring to earlier, which allowed D-Mort's and 4-Star to pass actually. Oh, hang on, a tap on the rear there.
Oh, I think he got a bit of curb there, and it has allowed Griff to go, thank you, I've seen that, and he's taken P4. Now, while all that was happening, Freefall did go for another spin, and that Ferrari is now going to be in blue flag range. That Red Bull struggling now because the Alpine that isn't being blue flagged is also come into the battle as well. It's McConey in the other Alpine, Scotty's Freefall's teammate for today. Obviously, Freefall being the reserve for Alpine, trying to earn them some points. Yeah,
Freefall being Freefall, of course, willing to sow some chaos into the standings.
You can just hear Oatmar on the phone.
Yeah.
Probably have. At least he's not reserving for Haas. I think Gunter will be having a field day. Gene!
So, still waiting for Liam to pit, and I'm wondering when he's going to come out on track. Do you know how much a pit stop will cost you around here?
It's not a very long pit, so I think, timed right, I think you can get, I think it's 15 seconds, you can probably get in and out.
Oh wow, so that,
right, anyway.
That put him right in amongst Waits and D-Mort's then.
If he keeps going the way he is, he's going to get a free pit stop, he's going to keep position. I think that's what he's realised, I think that's what he's going for.
Yeah, well there is a reason he is leading the championship.
For anyone that is watching that does want to know, the Tier 1 boys will be kicking off any moment. It is now 8:30 and they are getting to ready up. So Tier 1 kicking off now over on the channel. Obviously stay and watch us, and then once we're done, head on over and watch the Tier 1 boys. There's a lot of racing action going on tonight.
Yeah, the stream not yet started for Tier 1, but watch us till we're done with the better racing and then go join them for their main race.
Unfortunately, we're not like Sky Q or Sky Glass customers. If you press the red button, you'll do absolutely nothing. You cannot watch both streams side by side unless you have a laptop, phone or iPad, both watching them at the same time.
Well, the subscribe button's red as Droy, another mistake by him. That's him down to P20.
And Liam has now come in for them fresh softs, and he is going to be coming out, I believe, in about P4, P5, or is he going to come out? I think it's P5 he's come out in, but he will have the newer mediums.
No, P6
so will have the speed advantage. Oh, there's contact between 4-Star and Liam. Nothing too major. There doesn't look to be any like wing damage, but contact still nonetheless.
And Liam not having it, he's fighting it back already.
He wants that position back. He's earned it. He's
Cold
been out
tyres
in
who?
front for the last few laps.
Yep, there we go. Getting the position back.
No, but I
Four-star,
tell you
going out
what
of
though,
sniff.
4-star doesn't want to give it up. He's still going for it. Nearly exceeding track limits to do so though. Kept one tyre in, so he's absolutely fine, but... so easy to pick up 3-second penalties around this track. As you can see, quite a few drivers have already picked them up already. And that is another yellow
Not
flag,
Jack,
and I
very
believe
much
that
into
is...
the wall. He's hidden behind the hill there for the camera. There he is, reappeared. There's DeRoy.
Oh, DeRoy has picked up a
Unsurprisingly.
5-second time penalty.
Right, he's
And I
retired in the
believe
pit
he's
lane.
retired in the pits. I've got a feeling though his car is going to come back out because they've changed the tyres, and I think the game is going to do the glitch where, yep, there goes the Ferrari of DeRoy. That's a shame for DeRoy. He was having such a good race as well at the beginning of this.
Yeah, I guess a few too many mistakes, not particularly happy with it, just choosing to retire, not feeling like any points to be redeemed. Of course, he did say at the start, it's going to be the drivers who don't make any mistakes who are almost guaranteed points around here, and DeRoy is showing the truth of that.
Yeah. Oh well, one down, 19 to go.
Is free fall down yet?
Nope, he's still going, but he has been lapped. I think.
Oh, hang on.
Just looking
Captain
at
Nick,
the,
very wide there. Didn't see the whole of that, but the Aston Martin driver using all the runoff and more.
Sorry, I'm watching the battle between T-Griff and McConey. It's very, very interesting. Griff out in front, but McConey letting him know he's still there. And this battle is bringing Liam back into it as well.
Yeah, I'm torn because there's a battle also down before P16 between Farrell and Tobes, and actually they are side by side at the moment through that tricky corner.
Farrell getting the
so
overtake.
many mistakes. Oh, and that's contact. And that is Farrell
And Strauss
round.
picking up a 3-second time penalty as well.
Farrell round, courtesy of well, the rear of Tobes' car, I guess, as Tobes actually choosing to wait for him. Yes, feeling bad.
How bad was the contact? Because I've just jumped on as he's just come back onto track. I saw he'd spun.
Well, they kept it out of the wall, but certainly heavy contact and enough for driver to be off track into the grass.
Off. I think the softs have got some flat patches there. Not the softs, the hards. I'm getting my tyre compounds wrong.
So here we go, Ennis giving a bit of support to Liam. Liam P5 though on those mediums, are going to have to keep an eye on that gap between him and McConey.
And I believe that's just another spin for 3-4, doing some donuts there on the dreaded corner. It's the hill. I'm telling you now, we're going to have to come up with a name for that hill.
To be fair, the hill's a pretty menacing name.
The hill.
Just the hill.
The hill. It is. You don't want to go near that hill. That's
of
the
my-
hill. It's claimed more spins from 3-4 than any other driver.
Part of my taekwondo grading, they used to just call it the hill. At 6 o'clock Sunday morning, go to this hill at a park, and it's basically just run up and down, carry tyres up and down, each other up and down, and then grapple in the mud at the end. So the hill's certainly a menacing
Sorry to
name
interrupt
for
you
me.
here, but 4-star picking up a 5-second penalty in the pit lane for speeding, and he was having such a great race. That could cost him greatly, because unless he's planning on coming in the next 7 laps, 8 laps, that's going to get added to his time at the end.
And I think he's going to end up coming out right where this battle with Hobbsy and Jack is. He's ahead of it for the moment. No, he's not ahead of it. 4-star is in the middle of it. He's ended up just behind it, and he spun immediately. I don't know if that was contact or something else, but 4-star, from bad to worse. It was Farrell to get in the
Farrell's
fastest
setting
lap.
the fastest lap. And Captain Nick coming around and taking good measure, just to add insult to injury. 4-star, who was having such a great race, is now in a matter of seconds dropped to P15. But what that does mean though is that T-Griff is now up to P3.
Yeah. Yes, one less driver for the rest of them to worry about up front. Liam is now though closing that gap. He's within the second. He's got the DRS.
But despite all this, 4-star spinning, Liam has somehow still stayed in P5.
Hey, you're right.
We've had a spin and a pit, and Liam's not changed position.
Hang on. My brain. I'm a cheating fast back. Oh, it's because 4-star was coming from P6 anyway.
Oh, was he? I thought 4-star was in front of him. That's why I got a bit confused there. I was like, hang on, how's he managed this?
No, just going a bit insane, it seems.
Normal day at the office then.
Yep, normal day at the office. So, battle for P3 going to intensify now. It's Liam putting pressure on McConey, who is gradually inching towards T-Griff just a little bit, both on 11 lap old hard tyres. And I think we might see a move from Liam on the straight. We don't know what his setup is like. The only one I really know is that DeRoy, the car is retired, and slow on the straights.
That's another spin on the hill. Who is it this time? It's an Alpine.
Free fall again, I think. Because it's not McConey. You can see McConey here again in this battle.
Battle for P3 is very much alive. Waitsy is currently walking. He's 7.1 seconds ahead of D-Morts.
Who himself has got, yeah, over 2.5 seconds down to T-Griff.
So while the front two positions are currently, well, at this point, set in stone with only a few laps to go, the question is, which one of these three are going to get P3? Griff on the hard tyres, 12 laps old. McConey on the hard tyres, also 12 laps old. But Liam on the mediums, 5 laps old, so not much between them.
Yeah, as 4-star there said in fastest lap. Oh, can't really put your money on McConey given that 3-second penalty unless T-Griff and Liam take each other out. And of course, at the moment, Liam looking very strong for getting the on-track overtake on that Alpine car.
Well,
Oh
Liam
my goodness.
desperate to get the overtake, and the door was slammed on him by McConey. I don't know if you got to see that, but
yeah,
that was textbook.
Right, yeah. Liam went for the move, and of course, McConey just not having it.
Defended well, really defended well, but at the moment, as it stands, McConey will drop down to P5 if they finish this race with penalties, which I believe it is a 3-second penalty, so McConey's going to get awarded regardless. So Liam, provisional P4. The question is, can he get round McConey to get an attempt at Griff for the podium?
Liam is almost completely out of ERS. It is actually McConey that has the most of the three of them, as McConey has a small moment there. Actually not cost him too much ground. See the drivers really fighting the elevation changes. They're what will upset your car the most.
Ennis in the chat cheering on Liam, saying, "Go, let's go Liam," with 3 fire emojis.
I hadn't noticed that was Ennis. He was in the race I was commentating Saturday. I've got the name, what was it, NLR or something?
Yeah, ERO Ennis.
So,
see, ERO Ennis knows Liam, because obviously Liam's also got it in his gamer tag, as you can see.
same team.
Brothers in arms.
Oh, and here we go. Liam, absolute send on McConey.
Going for the overtake and gets it. This time McConey's not able to slam the door.
There's
free fall's gone for a spin again.
There's nearly been laps of the whole field now.
I think he's just trying to get a spin in every corner, because he's got one in the majority of them so far.
And here we go, McConey immediately getting Liam back. Liam not going to be too happy about that. Worked hard to get his overtake.
I think there was a bit of contact between them there on the main straight. I'm not sure, but it looked it.
There. Yeah, I can imagine Liam going to be feeling a little bit frustrated from this.
He doesn't want to get too frustrated because he is P4 at least at the moment. Now, if T. Griff was to pick up a 3-second time penalty now, Liam would be provisional pole.
Yeah, it's Liam actually slightly
lock up. Sorry, P3.
And I think Liam just wants to have a crack at T-Griff and McConey, wanting to keep the track position.
We're going to have a look at the Constructors' Championship at the moment. And that'll tell us what we need to know if Marconi is deliberately holding off. Let's take a look. So as of last week, so we're not going to take the Tier 3 boys and the Tier 4 boys into consideration. So as it stands at the end of Azerbaijan last week, Ferrari is leading the Constructors' Championship by 24 points. Then it is Alpine in P2. So Marconi is desperately trying to keep him from getting past to chip away, because it's the battle of the two constructors that are currently leading this championship.
Yeah, Liam throwing everything he has out here, actually running out of ERS partway down straight there. You'd probably be better just saving his ERS for a few laps and going for one big committed move, rather than just lots of little jabs that aren't paying off. That's just what he's doing at the moment, and every lap they're going longer and longer, his tyres less and less near their prime. Than the same true for Marconi. How many laps do we have left? And that is another yellow flag, this time for...
I think it's for a Haas.
I think Nolsey in P8, you're actually a bit of a buffer down to shoe behind. Yeah, it was Nolsey.
So I'm just sticking board at the moment with Marconi and Liam and Greg, because this is where the action is at the minute.
And another yellow.
Nosy again getting a yellow flag.
That's shoe up into
What's
P8.
going on with the Haas of Nosy? Oh, it was around the hill.
Two mistakes in just as many sectors. And another one.
I think his tyres have had enough. It is a medium set of tyres that are 10 laps old.
Hang on a minute.
And that track in Portugal will be quite hot.
Jack hasn't pitted yet, has he?
Jack. 20. Yes, he has, because we're on lap 30. He pitted.
No.
Early
Look, he hasn't.
days. He pitted on.
If you stick it on number of stops, he's just got a little dash.
Has he not pitted?
He hasn't crossed the line to start his 29th lap yet, so it's still going to say 28 until he does.
We're on lap 30
yep, there we go.
officially, bud.
Is how many laps he's completed.
Jack, at this point, will be disqualified from the race. I'm pretty sure.
Unless
pretty sure in the game it disqualifies you, doesn't it? It doesn't give you 60 seconds.
I hadn't noticed that, but yeah, Jack still yet to pit. So Clerpy are passing Farrell in.
I wonder if he's not realised this either.
Yeah, well, if we had realised, you makes you wonder if he has.
He's going to cross the line. He's going to be like, yeah, I got P10. Yeah. Wait, why am I being black flagged?
There's Nolsey, I think.
Comments below. Do you think Jack's going to get black flagged? Nolsey's called it a day. 5 seconds in this pit lane, and I think that enough was enough.
Hey,
free fall despite all them spins. Gets the fastest lap.
Yes,
those tyres must be butchered.
Well, yeah, I had a look. I was thinking, okay, who's got the oldest tyres? You can see Shoe on 23 lap olds. I thought, oh, Nolsey's aren't that old, and I saw Jack still on 29 lap old tyres.
I genuinely think Jack thinks he's stopped, because with 2 laps left to go,
yeah, he's
I can't see him coming in. If anyone is listening, or Jack, if you are listening, mate, you need to get in the pit straight away. Can someone let him know?
Yeah, someone give him a little poke. So that is a yellow flag, and that I think is for free fall again.
The hill. It's on the hill. Can we call it Scott's Hill?
I like that name actually. Scott's Hill. Yeah.
Scott's Hill.
I'm game.
Here we go for all commentators for CRL for when we come back to Portugal.
That will become the third corner named after it.
There's contact between the Ferrari and the Alpine up front, so Marconi and Liam have touched.
As I was saying, actually, if we call that Scott's Hill, that becomes the only the third corner to be named after a CRL driver. You've got the chicane on France Straight, the dual chicken chicane, and then Hungary. I can't remember which corner it is, like number, but it's the Jamie Swallow Gum corner. I think was what it got dubbed. So we can add Scott's Hill to that list.
We've got Scott's Hill in Portugal.
Yep. There's T-Griff now a lot more breathing room than Liam actually. With T-Griff so far away, may as well just sit behind for the lap and a half. no chance of going for a move. Wait, you haven't even checked in on him in ages, but nearly a 10-second lead. Don't know if he has any warnings.
I don't think we really need to, let's face it.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we'll show his glory, but
Jack,
look at the man.
Jack is in. He's realised that he's in. He's in. He's in the pits and he's dropped to P14. He's now out of the points. But I think dropping out of the points and at least finishing the race is better than getting disqualified, let's face it. And I think Griff now has a big enough lead between himself, McConey and Liam to be comfortable enough to be knowing he's unless those tyres just give way, but then again commentators curse is a thing, so
I see he's doing alright for the moment, but
he's had a great race to be fair. He's held that position P3, he's kept them two at bay. To be fair, McConey and Liam have sort of been battling each other, but it's just allowed him to go, you know what, I'm staying out of this.
To be fair, I think it's been Liam trying to attack McConey and McConey just going saying, if you want you can have a go, you won't succeed. Because McConey has done an extremely good job defending.
McConey's just defending because he knows he's going to lose the position to Liam at the end of the race anyway.
Yeah.
But he's defending as hard as he can because let's face it, if you know your rival's sitting at the top of the constructors, the last thing you want is them for a chance to get. But there is a spin in turn 3 for Tobes between him and the Mercedes. But yeah, as I was saying, if you know that the person you're battling is sitting at the top of the constructors and he's got a chance of getting on the podium, the last thing you want to do.
You say constructors, these two are first and second in the championship.
And there's that as well.
I think most drivers are going to mind more about that. Liam currently 15 points ahead. He has a small moment there. 15 points ahead of McConey in the championship. The Homborn Waitsy to cross the line. 4th and 5th were 17 and 14 positions. That gap will increase to 18 as Waitsy comes across the line to win the 100th round of CRL Portimao for Tier 2. Next man to the line is D-Morts, who has a nice healthy lead over T-Griff with a bit of a gap down. And actually, did McConey run out of fuel at the end?
McConey, I don't know. McConey slowed down. I don't know if he let Liam.
Well, that's what I was thinking. His DC P6.
Did he just think to go, you know what, I'm going to lose the position anyway, I'll just let him have it. He's done his job and kept him at bay.
Here we go, shoot
away from T-Griff.
Man to the line. Strauss behind with the penalty will take P9 4-star. Well, where's he going to drop down to actually? Hang on a minute. 4-star might finish P13. So Hobbsy 10th, Cold Paradox 11th. Is Farrell going to get 4-star? He is. Farrell nabs that last point. 4-star just missing out by 400
That's such a shame as well, because he had such a good start to the race as well.
And Jack, unsurprisingly, fastest lap on his fresh soft tyres.
Dude, the tactic I went with, if I can't have it, no one can, so I'm going to steal it.
And here we go, free fall. He knows he's being watched. Here we go, some donuts. Doing a spin over the line. Been in long enough.
I mean, to be fair, my driver of the day has got to go to free fall. Despite all them spins, he didn't give up, he kept at it. And believe it, the safety cars come out. If you look at, if you're on bottom free fall, the safety cars come out.
But, well, Waits is my driver of the day. Man was so dominant, we barely watched him. And actually, I've just seen him say here his first league race win in over 2 years. So, gonna be very,
he's gonna be over the moon with that.
We'll see if we can get these 3 podium guys in for a post-race interview. I will send them a ping now, if I can remember how to spell their names.
Ennis saying, I definitely want to see a black flag. We're nearly at it, Ennis. We're nearly at it. Jack realising, with 2 laps to go, that he'd not pitted, and quickly dived in to change them tyres. How do you forget to change your tyres, John?
With style.
But no, just confirmation there. So Waitsy wins the Portuguese Grand Prix and the 100th round of the CRL Racing League. D-Morts in 2nd, Griff in 3rd, Liam in 4th after that impressive battle. Real DC... No, that's all completely wrong because...
I've got the list in front of me here. So Waitsy 1, D-Morts 2nd, T-Griff P3, Liam getting P4, P5, so that's actually first and second in the championship, getting fourth and fifth. Then DC, War
I know
Daddy,
where I was going wrong.
Shu, Strauss and Hobbsy finishing out the top 10. Co-Parallax and Ferrell just sneaking that last point off of 4-star. Not Jack with this last second pit stop, getting the fastest lap. Then Club-Yard, Captain Nick, Tobes, Freefall, the man we saw spin across the line, 2 laps down. Then Nolsey and DeRoy, the 2 retirements from the race.
Don't forget, drivers, to cast your vote for driver of the day in your paddock chat, or your driver of the day chat for your paddock. And Captain Nick giving Freefall driver of the day like I did.
Right, so Waitsy and T-Griff wanting a post-race interview. D-Mort's not having a mic. Can you add them to the party?
I'll give it a try. I'm not the best when it comes to doing this, but I will try my absolute hardest.
You got to type the whole name incorrectly, and then it'll pop up.
Right, so T-Griff and War Daddy, did you say?
No, T-Griff and Waitsy.
T-Griff and Waitsy, no problem.
We'll hopefully get them in.
Can you tell I don't talk to people that often in party chat unless I'm already get there.
I mean, it's so rare you have a race that's that dominant from a driver. 10.7 seconds.
Oh,
we barely watched him. Of course, the first stint had that bit of a battle going on with T-Griff, who just kind of fell off. I mean, D-Mort's beat him in the end. It looked like it was a T-Griff Waitsy battle at the start. And actually, of course, especially good for him being his first league race win in 2 years.
Oh, I'd be over the moon with that.
Yes. I imagine that some of the drivers not have been doing league racing for 2 years. So to get a win after that long, that's Maconey levels. And for those of you who don't know, Maconey at one point, I think, had a 73 winless race streak. As in, it took him 74 races to get his first win in CRL.
It's alright, I'm going to go and break that record because I'm still hunting my first one. It's coming though, it's coming.
Eventually.
Yeah, just when.
Evening, fellas.
Hello, hello.
Evening.
Congratulations on your podium.
Cheers. Cheers.
Talk us through that battle you had right at the very end, because you, obviously I'm assuming you saw that the two cars were desperately trying to get past you between which was the Ferrari and the Alpine.
Yeah.
At any point did you think they were coming for you, or did you have it under control?
Yeah, well, I actually race in a party with Maconey.
Oh, right.
So yeah, a bit of party rivalry there. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I always felt like I had a little bit of pace, so I don't think I ever got that close. And I was running lower wings compared to Maconey, so that helped me on the straight. And then I think Liam tapped Maconey, which lost him some time, so it made it a bit easier in the end because it would have been a stressful last few laps.
That one for the show to look into on that one. I thought there was a bit of contact.
Yeah. It was good.
I was say at one point it looked like you were challenging for the lead in the first stint, then you kind of fell off a bit. Was that just strategy, or struggled on the other tyres?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously from the sprint race, like Waitsy was literally on my tail the whole of the sprint, so I knew he was really quick. He was again super quick, and then I think I was matching him for most of the first stint, but at the end he broke the DRS, and then we pitted on the same lap, but I ended up behind Strauss. And then I just lost a bit of time getting through. And to be fair, I have to take my hat off to Waitsy. His hard tyre pace was unbelievable. I don't think I was ever going to get close to challenging that.
Right, I think Waitsy has now joined us here. Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
I can, dude. How's it going?
Yeah, congratulations,
nice, good.
mate.
Well, congratulations
Cheers,
on your first win in 2 years.
It's been a long time coming, dude. I'll just put it that way. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, talk us through. I mean, there's not much to really report on, I guess, because as we were saying, we didn't really jump on board with you that often during that race. You just walked away with it.
I wouldn't say I walked away from it. I think I got a little bit lucky at the first stop. Like Griff said, he got jumped, was it by Strauss? Well, Strauss anyway got in front of him, and that gave me a little bit of a gap. And then I just kind of managed to find a rhythm. had a bit of a moment with, I think it was Pharrell into turn 1, which will be looked at for sure, but I'm more than confident that I was more than fair there. And once I got past, like I say, it was just head down, keep it on the track. Towards the end I was short shifting a little bit just to make sure I wasn't making any mistakes with wheel spin or anything. And yeah, it was, what can I say? I really quite like Portimao as a circuit, so I was always thinking that at some point it was going to click, and it just did. You know, I think it was 10 seconds at the end, the gap, I think, something like that. So,
yeah, 10.7.
Yeah, you had a big gap.
And obviously in the sprint, me and Griff were nose to tail pretty much the entire way. Got a great start on both occasions, by the way. The start in the sprint took me well by surprise. But yeah, great race all round, and yeah, GG's to Griff and GG's to P3 as well. It was a nice, reasonably clean race. I don't think there was a safety car at any point there. Maybe one, if that.
No,
there was sprint.
In the sprint there was, yeah, but I don't think in the feature.
And then Freefall managed to bring one out after the race was over, impressively.
Yeah, so there was a safety car, but no one got affected by it.
Oh, okay, fair, but fair game. F1 2023 strikes again.
Yeah. Actually, Waitsy, of course, a very good weekend for you in terms of points. I think across both the sprint and feature race, that is 35 points. So it'll help launch you, certainly not to the very front runners, but I reckon you'll be within the top 5.
Let's see how it goes. All I can do is just pick up points here and there, hopefully finish as high as I can every race. I missed the first few races, obviously. I'm just happy to be racing, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it right now, so as long as that keeps going, then I'm just going to keep trying, and you never know. If I can get a couple more wins under my belt, I mean, I'm hopefully not going to wait 2 years for another one. But yeah, let's see what happens and hope for the best, I think.
Well, it is break week next week, boys. So obviously rest up, because when we come back, we are heading over the pond, and we are heading to Austin for the Austin Grand Prix. So, your thoughts for USA?
Another circuit I quite like. Lots of overtaking places. Obviously lots of places to track extend. It's going to be a fun one. Hopefully not wet. If it's wet, then my word, it's going to be fun.
Griff, your thoughts?
Yeah, probably echo that. I quite like Kota as well. Yeah, just need a couple of good races in after. I mean, I had three non-points finishings before this one, so just need to keep doing this every week.
If you keep racing like you did today, I mean, your launches were great, your battling was great. It's still early days. I mean, we've now just done the first half of the season, so when we come back, it will be the second half of the season, so it'll be time to get your head down. It's still all to play for, considering that we've got 16 rounds this season, not 15.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really tight in the championship. There's so many good drivers. You know, Waitsy's going to be catching up. Steiny's obviously not here today. Liam's obviously had a great run. McConey's just always in the points.
Yeah.
TDL,
as well.
I can't remember what his next name is, but yeah, I think it's going to be a really good championship.
Yeah, I think I am going to end the stream there. Tier 1 has just started their first lap of the feature race. So, once again, congratulations, Waitsy, on your win. T-Griff from your podium, and thank you guys for watching. But I'm going to end the stream. So, see you all in 2 weeks, and that is goodbye from me and Rob.
Yeah, goodbye. We'll see you over in Austin. It's too bad it's not Miami. I quite like Miami. Austin, not the biggest fan of. But it's still going to be entertaining nonetheless, because the boys always put on a good show. So make sure you're back with us in 2 weeks' time, where these boys will be back on the track again.